The Democratic Party has no policy wins, no messaging, no backing, no money, no momentum, no mojo, no nothing. But it has one move: manipulate black voters into thinking they need to get emotionally connected to an instance that occurred on a social media site for about 3 seconds that 95% of Americans never even use. Use that to manipulate them and gullible Democrats into believing they need to fight a fight or that this is even important. Folks, the one move they have left: send in this congressperson to get a photo op in front of national TV to distract from all the other no's the Democrats don't have. Yes, I'm talking about Representative Al Green and this charade, the theatrical, symbolic nonsense that took place at the State of the Union address. And there goes Al Green there. And there he is with the sign. And that's his sign. Here goes again. Al Green's sign gets pushed down. But the sign is very visible: black people aren't apes. That's the move. That's the play for the day. Black people are not apes. I guess about a month ago, Donald Trump, he posted something on his Truth Social site, a cartoon. It was about a minute long. And at the very last 2 seconds of that video, there was another video that starts to play, and it's a cartoon. It's sort of like the Jungle Book. And in that video, it has various Democratic Party elites, politicians featured. There is a likeness of Barack Obama, Michelle Obama. In this screenshot that's 2 seconds, you hear the Lion King music, or what is it, the Jungle Book music playing, and that's it. About a month later, we're still talking about this meme that was put on Truth Social, a site no one uses. And of course, Al Green is so taken back. A man who looks to be every bit of 70 years old, who grew up at the tail end of the Jim Crow era, experiencing all types of humiliations that black people felt, that we dealt with in real time. But he is so moved by this cartoon that he has to bring this to the State of the Union.
That I believe in what I did. The president should not portray persons of African ancestry as apes.
I don't believe that Al Green did this on his own. I believe he did this with the full agreement of the Democratic Party. It's a coordinated, strategic effort to shift the conversation, to make it Trump racist, Trump Klan, and get us off the fact that Democrats are out of power with no money, no messaging, no plan, looking very bad off. The Democratic Party has had all the time in the world to legislate, to organize, to demonstrate that they're going to fight for black Americans. And they do none of that. Absolutely none of it. In fact, the last 18 months, the Democratic Party has been focused on 2 things: trans athletes and immigrants. And not necessarily in that order. I think it was immigrants more importantly. Black Americans have been doing what they've always done, cleaning up the place, sitting in the background in the back of the bus. But of course, when it's time to pull out the big guns, when things don't look good, when you have nowhere else to go, nothing else you can do, you bring up some type of racial issue. Even if it's already been decided that Trump was a goofball for playing that video, for putting it on his website, even though most Americans who even know about it can agree, hey, that was out of line, that was bad taste. Who made that video? Fire whoever put that up. Whoever sent Trump the video needs to go. But it just shows the desperation of the Democratic Party that this became a thing at the State of the Union address. And that this guy, Al Green, Representative Al Green, keeps doing this nonsense to get a reaction. A distraction is what it is from everything that matters. And what's more upsetting about it is that there are some black Americans that I'm sure are buying into this, and it is, once again, the easiest, laziest way to include you in a conversation imaginable. Tug at your heartstrings. Use your race, use your trauma, use whatever they can to shift the conversation to somewhere else, because at the end of the day, Trump kicked their teeth in And even after this State of the Union address, polls show him up another 10 points because his punches landed during the address and theirs fell flat. But that didn't stop Al Green from making a round. Even Green himself says last year what he did when he showed his ass at the last State of the Union, and that was spontaneous. This time he admits it was intentional, all planned out. He even discussed it with his staff. How will I disrupt things this time? And he got what he came there for. Put out. This is bootleg Timo political theater. Nothing else. A waste of our time when we have real issues going on. It's not an act of conscience, it's an act of symbolism by a party that has nothing left to do except play black Americans as fools. Try to get him to put down the sign, he won't put down the sign. And this is him getting asked to leave. You know, if the Democratic Party was so upset about Donald Trump's posting a meme video on his Truth Social website, why weren't they equipped and ready with a press conference after this event, or before this event, or back when it happened? And where's the legislation? I know you're going to say you can't get it through Congress because the Republicans run Congress. That doesn't mean you don't write legislation. It means you might not be able to get it passed. But see, the Democrats are not putting in any work. What they're putting in is a bunch of wolf tickets. And at some point, you got to be able to say it and call it for what it is. A waste of fucking time. So as they make Al Green lead the stadium, what happens? What does this mean for us? Well, Republicans, they got to push this guy out. Democrats get to say Republicans are racist, but what do Americans get? Nothing. A show. What do black Americans get? We get manipulated. We get used, thrown aside into the wastebasket. That's what we get. And what's the point? There is no point. That's the point. The point is there are no moves left in the Democratic Party. You're witnessing hollow gestures at our expense. This isn't new about the Democratic Party. This is what they do. They pick at the racial scar that they never let heal, and they pour salt on it. Then they have it blasted across the internet, blasted across cable news media, all for us to relive the pain all over again. Not to get reparations, not to give us some consolation prizes, not even a box of chocolates, Johnson, just to help them. Al Green didn't do this for black Americans or Barack Obama. He did it for the Democratic Party. We get nothing out of this at all. Just think about it. Each time they go back to the well of black grievance, black pain, black suffering. And not to give us anything. Not to reward us with a damn thing. Just to play us and manipulate us into believing that this is about us when it's not. So Al Green held up a sign. Big deal. You know, signs don't build schools. Signs don't bring people back to work. Signs does not rebuild a middle class or reopen doors of businesses that closed during COVID and didn't come back. Signs with clever sayings on them do nothing for us. Absolutely nothing except if you're a Democrat, maybe it makes you feel good for 2 seconds. To pretend that you're fighting the power. But like they used to say when we used to go to the go-go in the 90s, you ain't got no power. It doesn't change black unemployment, black homelessness, black addiction, black incarceration, anything that black Americans might actually care about, black small businesses, black investments, black interest rates, black home borrowing, mortgage rates, refinancing, nothing. Healthcare, nothing, not a thing on a list. It doesn't bring back a single black woman gone missing. Number one trafficked individual in America is a black woman. It doesn't bring any of them home. It does nothing. And where's the legislation for it? It doesn't exist. But you know what I got for you? a new slur or a new meme or a new protest. Symbolic, of course. This is right up there with the Democrats in the rotunda taking a knee wearing kente cloth. The only more insulting than this action, this activity, this Z-level acting job Al Green did is the fact that it may have worked for some. It may have. Clip gets the Democratic Party through yet another news cycle, maybe. Maybe, not sure. Black America gets what? To stay exactly where we are. The bottom. Barack Obama and Michelle Obama, the two of the most powerful people on the globe. In fact, they may be two of the most powerful Black Americans in the history of Black Americans. Do you understand this? And you know what they don't need? I'm sure there's something they need, but you know what they don't need? They don't need you or I, anybody else fighting for them. That I can tell you they don't need. They can fight their own battles if they want to. Have they even come out and said anything about this dumbass cartoon? Michelle Obama probably rolled her eyes and kept it moving, and Barack Obama, probably could be bothered to even dignify the stupidness with a response. But hey, that doesn't stop the Democrats from trying to use it to manipulate voters. That doesn't make it right, but that makes it a waste of fucking time. The fact that you think Black Americans need to be activated, emotionally engaged about a post that's been deleted, shows exactly what the Democratic Party thinks about their most loyal voting base. What, they got some legislation to stop people from posting memes? Offensive memes? No. Well, you would think that's the least they could do is try to make sure this doesn't happen again, but no, nothing. Then why keep talking about it if you're not going to do anything about it? See, the purpose of politics is to do shit, not just talk about shit. I can talk about shit. They want you to believe that defending them is like defending yourself when they haven't defended you in years. Face it, Black America, Democratic Party has moved on. They left you a Dear John or a Dear Jane letter years ago. It's over. You know, you can respect Al Green as a person. I don't, but you can. See, this man does not need to be thrown out of this event, though he went there for that purpose, to get thrown out of that event. But sure, if that's how you want to feel, they disrespected him. Fine, have at it. Enjoy it. Call it what it is. A hollow, empty, theatrical, symbolic, half-ass acting job by a political party out of fresh moves, still doing the Cabbage Patch. What's the new dance, TJ? Well, they've moved on. They're no longer doing the Cabbage Patch. They're still doing the WAP in the Democratic Party, but the WAP is old. That's out. It's better just to have a seat, Democrats. The moves are dated. We're talking Keith Murray dated. Listen, it's the same old moves by the same old party. And let's just hope the results are different. That people will not be manipulated by the theatrics of Representative Al Green, and that we can look for actual tangible benefits from giving this party your votes instead of them giving you their ass to kiss and their water to carry. I'm Tim Black. You're tuned into the most dangerous show in America. Stay up, stay courageous, and most of all, stay dangerous. Want direct access to ask questions, interact, and chop it up? Become a VIP member. Go to jointimblack.com. Stay dangerous.